My name is Christopher Plummer. I was a part of the United States Army, assigned to the 3rd Squadron of the Armored Cavalry Regiment. I was a tanker, so I served on the big tanks, the M1A2s. Started out first as a driver, then was promoted to loader, then gunner, and then eventually I had my own tank and with my own crew, and I finished out as a section sergeant where I commanded my tank, and I was assisted commanding the lieutenant's tank, which is my sister tank. So my time in combat, I did experience a lot of traumatic events. So I was diagnosed upon returning home with traumatic brain injury as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. I would assume it happened over several of the different firefights I was in, several different attacks. It's really hard to pinpoint the exact one. I know I was involved in 21 IED blasts on my vehicle. Several gunfights occurred after that, several different battles, if you will. But when I first got home, I was very moody, I was shaky, I was always looking over my shoulder, worried about things. We're always taught while we're in combat theater to always be on the lookout, be vigilant. So anytime I was even home and I felt relatively safe, I was still kind of on my tiptoes, looking around for maybe possible danger. To a point that it made people around me nervous. Hard to sleep, nightmares almost nightly for that first couple years when I was home. I abused alcohol. I stayed up countless hours throughout the night instead of trying to get to sleep. I ignored help from people around me, like my friends, my wife. It wasn't until I actually admitted that I had a problem that I went and sought help. There was I would say it was an argument I had with my wife. And like I said, I have a huge temper, never physical, anything like that, but just yelling. And I kind of shut down and I realized, this is a woman that loves me, she married me, and she wants to help me, and I'm lashing out. And I felt like I was being extremely selfish. And it wasn't until I realized that I said, you know what, I need to go talk to someone.
PTSD is an acronym for post-traumatic stress disorder. Really, you can get PTSD from anything. Anything that's traumatic enough to you to cause an issue can trigger a PTSD event. Well, you obviously have things like people in the military. Being overseas and being involved in war is definitely very traumatic. You can have PTSD from a childhood event. What if you were abused physically, sexually, emotionally? Car accidents can trigger PTSD. Health concerns or scares can trigger PTSD. Anything that's significant enough to leave an impression on your mind. I think a lot of times people think, oh, you should just get over it, just buck up, you should be able to just pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get on with it. But it's not that easy.
I've had several of the people I serve with lose their life to PTSD. About 6 of my friends have committed suicide because of it.
It's really a hard thing to just forget about it. So I think we have to get rid of those stigmas that it's something that you can just move on from if you just don't think about it. We don't choose to think about it. It intrusively comes into our brains and makes us think about it. We've got to take away the stigma of, oh, they're just crazy.
Or they might be abusive.
Or, they just need to get over it. We've got to make sure that people understand that, if you have diabetes or a heart condition, you take care of it. Well, if you're depressed or post-traumatic stress disorder or anxious, there's help. We take care of it. Mental health is health. We've got to take care of ourselves.
It wasn't until I actually admitted that I had a problem that I went and sought help, and that was the first step, and I would recommend anybody take that approach. It worked wonders. Therapy is amazing. Getting to talk to someone about your problem and then talking to a group, because they put you in a group with people, and getting to speak with other people that experienced the same thing was definitely a weight off my shoulder. I really hope that any of the veterans suffering from PTSD reach out and try to get the help they need. My wife and I continuously try to raise funds for Camp Hope here in Houston, which is a veterans outreach program. And they already have something like 100 veterans living there that are all in treatment.
I think the more we talk about it, the more we help. The more that we state mental health is health, it's okay to not be okay. The more that we make mental health an issue and make it known that it's relevant and it's out there and it's treatable and it's things that we can take care of, the more that you can help a person.